Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I want to share with you guys one of my favorite focal lengths that I love shooting with, but I rarely use it. More on that later. We are talking about the most underrated focal length for portrait photography, and that is the 135mm focal length for full frame. If you have followed me for a long time, you know how much I raved about the Fujifilm XF 90mm f2 lens. The 90 is a 135mm full frame equivalent, and I touted it as one of my favorite lenses that I've ever used because of the image quality that it produces. There is something about the 135mm that I just feel gives a unique look to an image. All the photos that I'm about to show you are taken with the 135mm lens, more specifically the Viltrox 135mm f1.8 lab for the Nikon Z mount. And perhaps I'll mix in some of my old Fujifilm shots that I took with the XF 90mm f2 as well, just so I can share with you guys some of the photos that I took that mean so much to me and why I really get excited for this lens. Now, the first thing that I love about this focal length is what I call the cinematic look. Every time I take a photo, it just looks like it's a still from a movie, and I freaking love that. I think it has something to do with the compression combined with its shallow depth of field, and combined with how sharp these lenses usually are, it just produces such a nice looking image. The Viltrox 135mm f1.8 is a prime example of this. Now take a look at some of these shots that I took of Luana. I am obsessed with these shots because it just demonstrates why I love this lens so much. It's sharp, it has a lot of shallow depth of field, and you can even see the tiny little bokeh balls in the plants even though I was further away from her. I practically had to yell out instructions for her to hear. And I was able to produce something like this. This is just unheard of. And I also like, because of its compression, you actually get to see the background brought in a lot closer than other lenses. So this plus the shallow depth of field, it does give you like a unique look. Now the reason why I call this an underrated focal length is because I don't see many people using it, and I think I know why. First off, when you are using this lens, it's freaking huge. This thing is a beast, regardless if you get one for full frame or even something like an APS-C like the XF 90mm f2. These lenses are quite heavy, respectively. With the Viltrox 135, it's too heavy to hold or carry for long periods of time. You definitely need to go to the gym and start strength training to be able to shoot with one of this for a very long time. And with the Fujifilm cameras, although I would say the 98mm f2 isn't big, it is considered huge compared to all the other prime lenses that Fujifilm has put out. And if you compare this to what people normally use, the Fujicron lenses, those small little f2 lenses like the XF 23mm f2 or the XF 35mm f2, the 90mm is substantial compared to those lenses. It is quite chunky. So I can understand why people don't bring it out often. Another reason why I think this focal length is underrated and not many people use it more is because of how tight the lens is. You definitely need a lot of space to operate this focal length. There are other lenses out there, specifically the 85mm focal length, that can do what the 135mm can do, but you don't need to be far away. Now, I don't think you can shoot with a 135mm in a studio unless you have like a long rectangular studio. So this is why most people opt for the 85mm, because it's more versatile and it can be used inside or indoors where space is limited. And 135mm is usually more expensive than the 85mm lens. Unless you get a third-party lens like Viltrox right here, it's like a fraction of what the native lenses are. So that could be another route for you guys to explore. And if you're interested, you can find the links in the description. And I think with all that combined, it's no wonder why people choose the 85 millimeter over the 135 millimeter for most cases. I don't blame them. However, as for me, I'm going to try to shoot with the 135 millimeter more. It just delivers so much on image quality. Every time I shoot with it, it just leaves me so excited. I'm just flabbergasted by all the photos that I took with it. Now, the first time I shot with the Viltrox 135 millimeter lens, I was reminded, because I did forget how good this focal length was for a very long time. It actually reminded me. It brought me back the same feelings that I got when I used to shoot with the Fujifilm XF 90mm f2, which was a beloved lens of mine. And since I live in a place where I do have a lot of space now, I'm going to try to shoot with it more and try to get more shots with this lens, because I know the outcome will be worth it. I know the photos I get will be worth the wait, worth the size and the bulk as well. Anyways, that is it for me, guys. I just want to share my thoughts on this, and I hope you guys enjoy the photos that I took with this focal length. And if you're into photography tips and tricks video like this one, do me a favor and consider subscribing to my channel and like this video as well, as it pushes the video with its algorithm to the right people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think the 185 millimeter is an underrated focal length? Let me know in the comments section below. And thanks so much.